Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. This video is for water signs for June 2020. So if you're a Cancer or Pisces or Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you are in the right place. All right, water signs, we're going to take a look at your June 2020. We just got into Gemini season, which is ruled by air. We just came through Taurus season, which was ruled by earth. So now the energy can feel a lot bigger, a lot more expansive during an air sign season. So let's take a look at the important dates for this month: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So right off the bat, also June 2020 begins eclipse season. So on the 5th of June, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. And with this full moon in Sagittarius comes a lunar eclipse. So get ready for that on the 5th of June. Then on the 17th of June, let me just share that we have 4 planets in retrograde right now. And then on the 17th of June, a 5th planet is going to go retrograde. So right now we have Pluto, we have Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn that are all retrograding and have been. Pluto started back at the end of April, and all the other planets started around mid-May. So if you've been feeling things really slowing down, you can thank all those planets retrograding, especially in the areas of Pluto is death and dying and the underworld, or the shadow side. Venus is love and romantic relationships, or relationships in general. Saturn is challenges and karma, and Jupiter is luck and good fortune. And then Mercury on the 17th going retrograde represents communication. So a lot of things that the universe is asking us to kind of slow down and review and reflect. That's all a retrograde is. It's just to slow down. It's a time to go within. It's a time to reevaluate and to rethink, redesign. Anything that starts with a re basically is good to do during a retrograde. So think about those themes. And then coming up on the 17th with Mercury going into retrograde, it's also going to be Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So it could be a little bit more emotional. Then on the 20th of June is a big day. This is the day that we're going to see it switch from Gemini season into Cancer season. We have the summer solstice this day. And then we will also have a new moon in Cancer on this day with a solar eclipse. So the 20th of June is loaded. Just really circle that day on your calendar above all, and just know that there's going to be a lot going on the 20th. But again, new moons are such a fabulous time to set intentions and to plant the seeds of what you would like to see grow over your next month. On the 25th of June, we see Venus going direct. So we only have about 8 days where we're going to have these 5 planets in retrograde when Venus starts moving direct again on the 25th. And those are all the big days in June, everybody. So let's take a look at the tarot and see what this month of June 2020 has in store for water signs. Okay, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, what does your June 2020 look like? All right, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, you're starting off with Justice, followed by the Knight of Cups, into the Lovers, into the Hermit, into the Magician, into the Five of Wands, into the King of Wands, and closing the month out with the Five of Pentacles. All right, water signs, let's get into this. I need a drink for this one. So, water signs, you have 4 major arcana that has popped up for this month for you. So you're gonna have some big themes coming in, and we'll talk about those when we get to them. But for the first one, we're starting off with a major arcana for you water signs with Justice in the driver's seat for the first couple of days of the month of June. So water signs, you're really gonna have balance on your mind. Balance within yourself, balance in your routines, balance in your work, balance in your relationships, and balance in the world. This is a really big time of reevaluation and bringing yourself into alignment, bringing yourself into your truth, and bringing in that balance that you require. Also, some of you could be dealing with some legal issues just because this is coming in as Justice, and not, there's a couple other balance cards in the deck. So this could mean some legal issues that pop up for some of you at this time in the first week of June. But it's nothing to be scared of because that it's all just in the name of balance and justice. We have the Knight of Cups at the end of the first week, and with the Knight of Cups bringing up the end of your week, water signs, it's saying to get really vulnerable and to be really open and to really express yourself from a place of truth, especially when you've been doing like so much balance or balancing work and having that as a theme for you. It seems to really get into your vulnerability, to really walk with an open heart and an open mind, and to be open to receive that valuable information that comes through when you are so open. It might be because it's showing up as the Knight of Cups, this might take a little bit of getting used to for you. So it's okay if you have to kind of work at this place of vulnerability. I know water signs, you can be very vulnerable with yourself, but sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to let people in to your own vulnerabilities. So this is opening in that area for you, but it might take, like I said, some getting used to. Okay, water signs, in the beginning of the second week, we have the Lovers, which is your next major arcana card, 2 out of 4. With this card, I'm hearing for you, this is also, keep in mind that Knight of Cups, just backing up a little bit before I forget, and just pulling me back into that for a second. This is also during that full moon in Sagittarius, right around the Knight of Cups. So, and Justice. So really using that full moon energy to illuminate anywhere where you might be blocking yourself or holding yourself back or sabotaging yourself in the areas of balance and vulnerability. Sorry, that was just coming through for you guys. Had to relay the message. Okay, now on to the Lovers. Because if you can be in that open space, in that place where you're really allowing yourself to receive, you could really receive some things that you have been asking for a long time. You just haven't been in the right vibration to receive that. So by just being honest with yourself about what you need to bring yourself into balance and using that Knight of Cups energy in the week before to be extremely vulnerable, you could really open the space, water signs, to allow yourself to receive some things that you really maybe have been working towards or maybe some things that you didn't think were possible or that were going to happen. It's going to be a time of things just like really coming in. So it's important for you to really work on your receptivity. And a big part of that is being vulnerable. So being vulnerable with others is going to bring in that attraction and that magnetism to you and that spiritual law of attraction. So there's a lot of energy around this for me, for you. So with the Lovers here, really honing in on your abilities to be a magnet. And with the Hermit right after the Lovers, I think that you're going to see how well that works. And you're going to kind of be going more deeper within to really perfect those things and to really understand that everything is energy and your frequency is so, so important. And you attract what frequency you are. So with that coming in, with that, like really giving yourself space to like kind of step back and explore, and also remembering all these planets are in retrograde right now. So it is appropriate for you to be taking these deep looks within yourself during the end of the second week of June. Because then, whoa, baby, watch out, water signs. I just have this feeling the beginning of the third week of June, you're really going to be able to wield that magnetism, really understanding that law of attraction after giving yourself some space to see it in action with the Lovers and then the Hermit to like really reflect on that. I feel like the beginning of the third week, it's going to be just like magic. You're really going to understand how to hone in on that and to use your resources and to really draw things into you and manifest things really easily, quickly, whatever that looks like for you. This is also going to be around the time of the summer solstice and the switch from Gemini season into Cancer season with that lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse. And yeah, that big day of the 20th. So that's this third week also. So with the Five of Wands at the end of your third week, you could find yourself in some challenge, really defending yourself, especially around your work or your career. It's like really about taking a stand for yourself, water signs. This is about your voice being heard. Honoring your truth and speaking your truth when you need to, and standing up for yourself and potentially standing up for others as well is going to be a theme for you the end of the third week. But I do feel like this could get a little tricky or a little sticky. So understanding that even though there may be conflict that's coming forward at the end of this third week, it's up to you how you choose to process it or how you choose to handle it. I feel like for you, water signs, you are the peaceful warriors. So you definitely have fight in you, but if you can take the high road, please do so. In this time of heightened energy that's going on right now on the planet. So seeing where you need to defend yourself, speaking your truth, speaking truth for others, but just really acting out of intelligence and safety and not from emotion. Okay, and we have the beginning of the fourth week, water signs. We have the King of Wands. I feel like whatever conflict you could have found yourself in the end of the third week is going to resolve itself in a way that is going to be in your favor. So really, when a situation arises where you might find yourself in defense mode or, like I said, having to stick up for yourself, really know that intelligence and taking the high road is of utmost importance, because this is a time for you to really embrace what you do in this world for work, or how you express yourself creatively in the world. Whether you do that for your career or whether you just do that for yourself, it doesn't really matter. This is about owning all of yourself and really starting to express all of your talents, even if they've been dormant for a while, or if it's something new that you want to explore. Just really giving yourself the opportunity to practice something that your soul is asking to do. Okay, water signs, this isn't about ignoring the promptings from your heart. This is about being really open to yourself and allowing yourself to follow your gut or follow your instincts, follow your urges, to really lead for yourself, to allow yourself to prioritize yourself. Okay? The end of the month, your final card, water signs, is the Five of Pentacles. And I feel like this is about you, water signs, really holding light and holding space within yourself, and for the world, even though I feel like we're at a very heightened emotional place right now in the world. And for you, water signs, it's going to be really important for you to hold that light and for you to hold that space within yourself for all of humanity to heal and move in the path of the light. Water signs in particularly, you have this massive ability to really flow. So if you can really hold light and hold space, there could be potentially a huge window of change, a huge window of opportunity for change. So really thinking about that as the end of the month hits for you, water signs, and how you can hold light and hold space for yourself in peace and for others. A lot of holding holding peaceful space, a lot of speaking your truth this month, water signs. So let's take a look back with justice here. This is balance that you're going to be really in the vibe of coming into this month. And like I said earlier, some of you might be having to handle some legal issues. And then with the Knight of Cups at the end of that week, this is about being vulnerable and open and working on your ability to receive. Like I said, this could be something that's new for a lot of you, but really working with that and trusting yourself, and giving yourself that ability to be vulnerable, because you're going to really see it that next week, the Lovers, with the like heightened attraction, magnetism, things really coming in that you've been asking for a while, or maybe it's something that you just decided you wanted to come in, but really seeing that quickness and really working with that and understanding that deeper within yourself. Then by the beginning of the third week, it's going to be like magic. Really just beginning to feel comfort with your ability to work with your own magic and see your own magic and give yourself that space to own it and to be empowered by it and to see what a resourceful being you are. Okay, so the end of the third week, there could be some conflict, but know that just take the high road in that situation. And if you need to defend yourself or others, just speak your truth. People can feel it, or energies, or whatever you need to speak your truth to, they will feel the truth. You don't have to say it in anger. You don't have to say it in rage. You just have to say it from a place within yourself that is truth, that is your truth, and express that. And that's really going to empower you at the end of the month. The final week, you start off with the King of Wands, and this is now we are in Cancer season at this point. So this is about whatever you went through is going to really empower you the beginning of that week, and especially in the area of career or how you express your energy into the world. And then the final card of your month, water signs, was about really holding the light for yourself and for others, even when times get tough or when times feel really strained. This is about being that window of light, being that window of hope, being that window of faith for yourself, for your community, and for your family and for others. So just hold that vision of light as we move from, as it's your final card, so you're going to be moving from June into July at this time. So just remember to always go within and to feel your own spark of divinity, even when things might feel at their darkest. So that is your month, water signs. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you would like to book a one-on-one session for yourself, you can do so anytime at tarotbymegan.com and go to the services page and choose the book an appointment feature. My schedule is live updated every day, so you can book anytime that's available and works for your schedule. And then if you would like to join my Patreon page, so both my website and my Patreon page are going to be linked in the comments below. And all of my Patreon proceeds are going to be donated this month to organizations that are helping end racism in the U.S. So if you would like to donate but don't know how or to who, I'm putting in the time and the research to make sure that all donations go to great sources. So just know that if you already are a patron on my Patreon page, that your contribution this month is going to be donated. And if you would like to become a patron on my Patreon page, go check out the link below. I have 4 different tiers. I have a $5 and $8, a $22, and a $69 tier. All of the services and content that you get when you pay for my Patreon are all going to be the same. It's just that I'm going to take all of that money and donate it. So nothing really changes for you. So if you've been thinking about becoming my Patreon or my patron on Patreon, this is the month to do it. And if you don't want to be a continuous subscriber to my Patreon, I totally understand that. You can always end your subscription after this month. But I hope you stick around and you have access to all this exclusive content only by being my patron on Patreon. So I want to thank you guys all for supporting me here on YouTube, and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys next month. Bye, everybody.